What could make an entire awards ceremony fall silent in the middle of thunderous applause? Why did Tian Xiwei suddenly struggle to hold back her emotions just as Zhang Linghe received the biggest standing ovation of the night? What hidden moment unfolded before thousands of people that cameras almost missed? Stay with us until the very end, because every chapter reveals another unforgettable surprise that changes everything you thought you knew. If you enjoy emotional C-drama stories filled with heartfelt friendships, dramatic award nights, unexpected twists, and unforgettable behind-the-scenes moments, subscribe now and join our growing community, because this extraordinary journey is only beginning. The Grand Star Awards had already become the most anticipated entertainment event of the year. Fans gathered outside the magnificent venue long before sunset. Elegant gowns shimmered beneath dazzling lights. Classic black suits reflected flashes from hundreds of cameras. Journalists rushed from one celebrity to another hoping to capture the evening's most unforgettable headline. Inside the theater, every seat was occupied. Directors, producers, veteran actors, young rising stars, music composers, screenwriters. Every person inside understood they were about to witness an unforgettable celebration of storytelling. Among the distinguished guests sat Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei. Although separated by several seats because of the official seating arrangement, they occasionally exchanged polite smiles whenever the cameras swept across the audience. Everything appeared perfectly normal. Nobody could have imagined how emotional the evening would become. The ceremony progressed through one award after another. Best Supporting Actor, Best Screenplay, Outstanding Costume Design, Best Cinematography. Every winner delivered heartfelt speeches while the audience applauded warmly. Then the host paused. The atmosphere shifted. A soft orchestral melody filled the theater. The enormous screen behind the stage slowly illuminated. The presenter smiled before announcing the final major acting category of the evening. Everyone leaned forward. Even experienced performers looked nervous. The nominees appeared one by one across the giant screen. Each name was greeted with enthusiastic applause. When Zhang Linghe's performance appeared, the audience responded with noticeably louder cheers. The montage displayed unforgettable scenes from his recent drama. Moments of courage. Moments of heartbreak. Moments of quiet determination. Every expression reminded viewers why his performance had become one of the year's most celebrated achievements. Silence returned. The presenter opened the envelope. Time seemed to slow. Every camera searched the audience. Every nominee held their breath. Then the winner's name echoed throughout the magnificent theater. Zhang Linghe. The room exploded into applause. People rose from their seats almost instantly. Veteran actors stood first, then directors, then producers. Within moments, the entire audience had risen together. The standing ovation continued. It did not stop after a few seconds. It continued longer than anyone expected. The applause became louder, more emotional, more powerful. Some audience members smiled proudly. Others wiped away quiet tears of admiration. The celebration felt less like an awards presentation and more like an expression of genuine respect. Zhang Linghe remained seated for a brief moment. He looked genuinely overwhelmed. He placed one hand across his heart before slowly standing. His eyes reflected disbelief. He bowed deeply toward the audience. Then he turned once more to acknowledge every section of the theater individually. The applause somehow grew even louder. Across the auditorium, Tian Xiwei watched everything unfold. At first she smiled. She applauded enthusiastically along with everyone else. But as the standing ovation continued, something unexpected happened. Her smile slowly faded into quiet reflection. She watched the enormous screen replay moments from months of filming. Long days beneath the scorching sun. Cold evenings that stretched deep into the night. Difficult action scenes. Endless rehearsals. Countless script discussions. Every memory returned at once. She remembered arriving before sunrise while makeup artists prepared everyone for another demanding day. She remembered exhausted crew members refusing to complain because they believed in the project. She remembered seeing Zhang Linghe practicing scenes long after filming had officially ended. While many people rested between takes, he often remained alone studying dialogue, adjusting movements, or asking directors for another rehearsal. Very few people ever noticed those quiet moments. Tonight, everyone celebrated the finished performance. But Tian Xiwei remembered the journey behind it. She remembered one rainy afternoon when heavy weather forced production to pause. Most performers returned indoors. Yet Zhang Linghe stayed outside with a stunt coordinator repeating difficult choreography until every movement felt natural. Not because anyone demanded perfection, because he demanded it from himself. She remembered another evening when several crew members looked exhausted after filming extended far beyond schedule. Without attracting attention, Zhang Linghe quietly walked around thanking everyone individually. Lighting technicians, camera operators, costume assistants, makeup artists. Everyone received the same sincere appreciation. No cameras recorded those moments. No interviews mentioned them. Yet everyone remembered. As these memories flooded back during the standing ovation, Tian Xiwei suddenly realized the audience was applauding much more than an award-winning performance. They were applauding months of dedication, kindness, perseverance, respect. The realization became overwhelming. She blinked several times. She tried to compose herself, but emotion quietly surfaced despite her efforts. Nearby audience members noticed. One actress gently reached for her hand. Another smiled reassuringly. The cameras briefly captured Tian Xiwei lowering her head while collecting herself before continuing to applaud with everyone else. Social media exploded almost immediately. Fans debated what had happened. Some believed she had simply become emotional because of the powerful atmosphere. Others wondered whether the standing ovation reminded her of unforgettable memories shared during production. Within minutes, countless discussions appeared online. Yet none of the speculation captured what truly made the moment extraordinary. The standing ovation itself continued. Nearly 2 full minutes passed. The applause never weakened. When Zhang Linghe finally reached the stage, he paused before speaking. Instead of immediately thanking the judges, he looked toward the audience. His first words surprised everyone. He thanked every crew member who had ever believed in him. He thanked directors who challenged him to improve. He thanked fellow actors whose generosity made every scene stronger. He thanked audiences whose encouragement inspired him through every difficult day. Then he quietly added something that filled the theater with even greater emotion. He said no performance belongs to one person alone. Every unforgettable character is created by countless people working together behind the scenes. Silence followed. Then another wave of applause erupted. Several audience members stood once more. The speech lasted only a few minutes. Yet every sentence felt deeply personal. When Zhang Linghe stepped away from the microphone, the host struggled to continue because the audience continued applauding. Backstage, the atmosphere became equally emotional. Crew members embraced one another. Directors smiled proudly. Production assistants celebrated together. Everyone seemed united by a shared understanding that they had witnessed something truly unforgettable. Later during the evening's reception, many guests gathered around Zhang Linghe offering congratulations. Photographers captured countless smiling faces. Interviewers eagerly requested comments. Yet one quiet interaction became the most meaningful of all. Tian Xiwei approached him carrying nothing more than a warm smile. For several seconds, neither spoke. Words almost seemed unnecessary. Finally, she congratulated him with sincere admiration. She told him the standing ovation had reminded everyone how much dedication can inspire others. Zhang Linghe smiled humbly. He replied that every achievement belonged to everyone who had stood beside him throughout the journey. Nearby crew members quietly applauded again. Not because another award had been presented, because they recognized genuine gratitude when they witnessed it. Weeks later, fans still discussed the unforgettable ceremony. Many focused on the standing ovation. Others remembered the emotional acceptance speech. Some continued talking about Tian Xiwei's heartfelt reaction. Yet those who had attended understood something deeper. Awards celebrate remarkable performances. But respect is earned through countless unseen moments that happen long before anyone walks onto a stage. Sometimes the loudest applause is not simply for extraordinary talent. Sometimes it honors kindness shown when nobody is watching. Sometimes it celebrates determination displayed without expectation of recognition. Sometimes it reminds everyone that genuine character leaves the strongest impression of all. Long after the trophies found their place on display shelves and the brilliant lights inside the theater dimmed, one memory continued inspiring everyone who had witnessed that unforgettable evening. Not the announcement, not the cameras, not even the standing ovation itself, but the realization that true success becomes meaningful when it lifts everyone around you, creating memories that remain in people's hearts far longer than any award ever could. If this story touched your heart and reminded you why unforgettable moments often happen beyond the spotlight, subscribe to the channel, share this story with fellow CDrama fans, and leave a comment telling us which scene moved you the most. More emotional stories filled with surprising twists, unforgettable friendships, and inspiring journeys are coming soon.